The pandemic continues to affect various sectors across the globe, with the latest being the controversy surrounding the negative impact of the switch to online-only courses. International students studying in the United States may have to return to their home countries or be deported if their schools adopt this emerging method. We have more in this report.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, tertiary institutions are currently in the process of deciding to switch to online courses. A news release from the Immigration and Custom Enforcement on Monday said that students who fall under certain visas may not take a full online course load and remain in the United States. It also added that the U.S. Department of State will not issue visas to students enrolled in schools or programs that are fully online for the fall semester, nor will the U.S. Custom and Border Protection permit these students to enter the United States. Harvard University President Larry Bacot expressed concerns on the guidance issued by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement imposing a blunt one-size-fits-all approach to a complex problem, and says it gives international students, especially those in online programs, few options beyond leaving the country or transferring schools. The Trump administration has made a litany of changes to the U.S. immigration system, citing the coronavirus pandemic that have resulted in barring immigrants from coming to the country. While students might have the option to transfer to a college or university offering in-person courses, it might be difficult to come by amid continued concerns over coronavirus.
And a journalist with Africa-related, Oyiza Adaba, joins me from New York to discuss this implication of this move. Good to have you join us, Oyiza. Now, let's just start with the elephant in the room. Is this really about COVID-19 and the international students, or is this really just about President Trump's immigration policies?
Good question, and the same question a lot of people are asking following this pronouncement yesterday that took a lot of people by surprise and simply described as horrific by the American Council on Education. It's everything that the current administration, the Trump administration, has embarked on as far as immigration is concerned, especially in the last 3 months. We've had the immigration proclamation in April that banned people trying to come into the United States. And in June, we had the ban on visas, temporary ban on visas, H-1B1 employment-based visas. And we're waking up today to this, which is now affecting students. Again, COVID-19 is cited as a reason for taking all these decisions, especially as far as immigration is concerned. But again, it begs to question that if it is COVID-19, then it's the same, for the same reasons, these kind of decisions, which, by the way, have been described by Senator Elizabeth Warren as senseless, cruel, and xenophobic. These kind of decisions should not be coming in at this point from the United States. A lot of people, that's the sentiment a lot of people are expressing.
All right, so seeing that, we also know that the Harvard University president has raised concerns about this guidance. But seeing that most of these most of these universities in the U.S. Make a bulk of their revenue from international students, do they have any say in this?
Well, this pronouncement or this announcement was made yesterday by the Students Exchange Visitors Program, the SEVP, which is the students' body, the body that handles international students, and they're responsible to, the universities and the schools are responsible to them. And don't forget, we have over 1 million affected students that we're talking about in America that have come to school in this country. It's a great contributor to the general economy of you know, and as far as education is concerned. But again, it's left to be seen how this is going to be implemented. It's thrown a lot of people off. Parents are scrambling. The impact of COVID-19 and the pandemic on its own on students as they are. We speak to them all the time, and these are not just international students. These are students generally that young adults that now find themselves at home, studying from home. So the dynamics are different. The pandemic has affected the world in so many different ways. But again, the timing for this is not surprising because the Trump administration has embarked on these type of policies, especially as far as immigration is concerned. It's just left to be seen what next, what visa categories are targeted next.
Right, so every country is grappling with this pandemic, and while it might be easy for some students to return to their home countries, it might be very difficult for others to do so. Seeing that these students have paid tuition, accommodation, should there be any kind of compensation for them?
There should be compensation, and don't forget also that just back in May, students, over 4,000 Nigerian students, specifically worldwide, were crying to go back home, and they were evacuated from the different countries. They're still being evacuated from the different countries back to their home countries, and it's happening across the world. There's a lot of losses that have not been really put into serious consideration by the timing of this type of announcement, especially in the middle of a pandemic where the confusion is just the order of the day. But at the same time, I'm sure the universities, the colleges that are affected, a lot of them are in the U.S., over 3,800 universities, colleges impacted by this. I'm sure they, again, the same way they were scrambling to find solutions following the outbreak of COVID-19 and transit into online classes. I'm sure with this new proclamation and this new an announcement now, they may be looking for alternative ways to, one, maybe fight this, and then also ensure that students they don't count too much losses, after this type of very confusing announcement.
Journalist, Africa-related Oyiza Adaba, many thanks for talking to us.